Hey, it's Waxack coming back at you for part 3 of my rhythm cheats. Now, I hope the part 2 sunk in a little bit. Hope you checked out part 1. By the end of this series, everything's going to make sense. But if part 2 sunk in, check out part 3 here coming up. Now, somebody asked me a question on that new MV Nation about how to do something. And I said I would figure it out. And I used what I knew about my rhythm cheats to pull off what he asked me to do. Now, disclaimer here. He asked me like a question about gross beat and like trap music. I don't do the trap thing, but I think it's good to learn production techniques from other genres of music, especially ones that you may not be into like that. So I kind of figured it out just using the knowledge with my rhythm cheats. So check this out. We got this little basic little BS beat just thrown together real quick. All right, that's that. Now, I threw together just some piano. This ain't meant to be no trap stuff. It's just notes I just put down because it's not about the music per se. It's just about the technique. So, and I want you to hear it. So in order to hear the technique, I find that this works best with MIDI modules or VSTs, and it just has to do with the ADSR envelope and all that nonsense. That's really not important right now. Not with samples so much. With samples, you got to jump through a couple hoops. But like I said, trap you usually use modules and VSTs and stuff. So here we go with the piano part. Let me throw this in here. You hear that? All right. Somebody was asking me about how to halftime that, like a gross beat. Now, I didn't know what gross beat was, so I had to do some research. I said, okay, I'm gonna try to figure this out. So this is what I came up with. So I'm gonna solo that out. All right. You hear the piano part. So I want to get that in a half time. So what do? Well, what I do is I go on the piano roll, find those notes here. I'm going to select all. Now, I grab them all. I'm going to right click. I'm going to transpose. I'm going to go up an octave, which is 12. Execute. Now, this is what it sounds like. All right, what I'm going to do here at this point, I'm going to go on my sample screen. I'm going to resample. That is 2 bars, so that is 8 beats. And hit start. And no, my fault. I got it on pad. I want that on play. Hit start. I'm gonna hit play. All right, that's done. I'm going to quick assign that to a phrase. Like 26 here. A quick audio track. I want to quick edit that. Put it on trigger. All right. I am going to mute that and quick edit again. All right. I'm going to hit the. So I wanted that in halftime. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop it down an octave. Okay, now I'm going to resample that again to show you something. Now I had auto emphasis on. When I take auto emphasis off and I do that again, where's it at? I'm going to solo that out. sample, resample, start. Quick assign that again, phrase, execute. Trigger. That's what the emphasis off. Oops. Get the levels same. This is with the emphasis on. This is with the emphasis off. There's a darker sound with the emphasis off. I don't know if you can hear that. All right. Now, other thing I could do. Let me solo it again. I'm gonna take the BPM up twice, so I'm gonna double it to 180. I'm gonna sample again. I'll put the emphasis on. All right, start, play, 8 beats, go. All right, let's quick assign that. Assign a phrase. Execute. I'm gonna drop that back down to 90. Mute that. Quick edit. Let's drop it to about 40 again. Now, when we drop it an octave, it sounds like regular, like okay. But we wanted it halftime, so we got to drop it 2 octaves because we sped it up twice. We raised the pitch to 2 octaves. Sounds like this. Make sure that's muted. All right. Even though it's minus 24, it's half speed. But if you notice, it sounds an octave lower than the other one at half speed. Let's see, if we take it down 36. That's too slow, but still. So if you're gonna let's see. So I would double the speed of the sequencer, and I would raise it an octave, and that'll give you that eerie 1 octave lower by half speed. Or you could double them up. We'll stop that. Now, if you want your beat done that way, all you would do is double the sequencer. You're not raising any pitch because you're using samples, so you're going to double that sequencer and do the same thing. Sample, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go one extra beat, though. And let me take the emphasis off. Start trigger play. Ready, go. My bad. Retry. I did not hit resample. Alright. Start. Alright. We're going to turn that to 8. I'm going to quick assign it real quick to a phrase. Let's go here with it. Alright. Oops. Alright, that's at 8. We want this at, let's say 180. Is that 180.6? Stick it at 180. Here it sounds like double speed. So we are going to drop it 12 cent, which is an octave. All right, let's see how that sounds with drop that to 90. And then you could always, let me see, let's drop that 2 octaves. Let's see. Let's drop the sample 2 octaves. Got both samples playing now. All right, so basically, what you got to remember here is that if you want to speed the instrumentation up, not the drums, but all the instrumentation up, you're just going to go on a piano roll. Oops. You go on your piano roll, highlight everything, raise it an octave, and then sample. And then when you go into the your edit screen, you're going to drop it Where's it at? Oops. You're going to drop it minus 12. Now, to not only, well, minus 12 gets it to halftime. So if you want to drop it an octave and get it to halftime as well, then you're going to double the speed of your sequencer and then sample with it pitched up an octave. And then when you get coming to your audio phrase, then you're going to tune it down 24, which will bring it back to not only half speed but an octave lower. So yeah, that's the trick to that there. And then you can with the drums you could redo them and drop them. Because they're samples, you're just gonna double the speed of the sequencer, and you're gonna hear how the lo-fi's because you sped it up at lo-fi's, the sound of the samples. And you can have emphasis on or emphasis off. The emphasis on is gonna give you a little brighter sound. The emphasis off is gonna give you a little lower fi sound. But yeah, other than that, like I said, if you drop the drums 2 octaves, minus 24, that's going half time, isn't it? Quarter time basically. So it's up to you how you want to use it. And then you can you work with that how you want to. Edit it however you're gonna do it. But yeah, that's the gross beat halftime thing. So there's another rhythm cheat for you with the gross beat halftime effect. You edit it how you want, throw it together, and do what you need to do. But with that, Wax and I am out.